All right, Ishu Goel. And where are you from?
I am from India, Uttar Pradesh, Ghaziabad. I am
Oh,
actually finding a
okay.
place where to sit properly. I've just
Okay.
been to my home. Actually, the day was very hectic. I was having presentation in college. That's why I've just arrived.
Oh, okay. All right then. So I'll give you a moment to find a place. I mean, or are you settled?
Okay.
Okay, so my name is Mr. Kat and I'm from Botswana.
Oh,
So it's
Botswana.
very nice to meet you. Yes.
Okay. From South Africa, Southern Africa.
Yes, from Southern Africa. It's actually the country that's to the north of South Africa.
Okay, okay. That's great.
Yeah. All right, really nice to meet you.
Same here, sir. Same here.
All right.
So,
Okay, so
yes. So,
you
sir,
wanted
from
to say,
how long you are taking sessions on Cambly?
excuse me?
From how long you are taking sessions on Cambly?
I take sessions from 15 minutes all the way up to 30 minutes. Though sometimes I'm willing to take even 1 hour sessions. So those are
Oh,
my time availabilities.
okay.
Yes. All right. So do you have any other questions?
Uh, Not like that, but why the main reason I joined Cambly is I want to improve my grammar section. I think I can speak with confidence in English, but the main problem is like has, have, had, or where should I use should, shall, will. The grammar section, I'm very confused.
Okay. All right. So let me just look for something. Would you mind if we did a little bit of an activity? Okay, so let me just search something online because I know what might just work. Thoughtco.com. All right, so I'm going to languages. English is a second language. And grammar. Where is it? Where is it? Where is it? Okay, so going to use, but how is your use of words like any and some?
Sorry, any and some?
Yes, words like any and some.
Okay, anyone, someone.
Mm-hmm. Like you know when to use any and you know when to use some.
Okay, some is like for something, someone for people and things. Anyone. It's also can be used for people also. Anyone or anything like that.
All right. Okay. All right. So I just found the resource. Let me just share the screen with you, and we
Okay.
can get started. All right. So here we go. So these are called modals, right?
Oh,
So these are verbs that modify other verbs, or the basics of the modal form. That's what we're doing today. So could you please read this part over here?
models are verbs that modify other verbs. The most common models are can, should, must. Note that all subjects take the same form of the modal.
Okay, so the positive is formed by combining the subject, which could be it, should, and then the base form of the verb, right? Like it should work, right?
Mm-hmm.
So let's read these two examples here. So can you read the two examples?
Yes, he can play the piano. He must leave soon.
All right, very good. So we're looking at the negative, which is formed by combining subject, the modal, the not. The not is a very important part, and the base form of the verb. So let's read the two examples here.
Okay. They can't visit next week. You should not go to the film. Go to that film.
Okay, right. So do you have any questions so far?
These are the modal verbs, are they?
Yes, these are modal verbs.
Okay. So basically, what are the modal verbs? Are they supportive verbs or connective words? Verbs.
All right,
What?
so modal verbs are sort of like words that change the nature of other verbs. For example, you have words like should, right? And there's a suggestion that you can say, I should go to work today, right? And go to or just go could be the verb. But the nature of that one is positive because the modal is should. And that means it's suggesting that that is the way to go. So with shouldn't, it changes the verb into a negative to say that it's not the way to go. By saying, for example, I shouldn't go to work today, it changes that into a negative. So it suggests that the verb go to is not the way to do it or not the way to go.
Okay.
All right.
So only these three words are we having in modal verbs: should, may, and can.
So there's should, must, and there's also words like may and would, which have more of a suggestive sort of nature. For example, if you have something you intend to do, right? It's
Mm-hmm.
where you can say that, mm, I wish I wish I could help you, right? So could means it shows a little bit of a possibility that that could work. So that shows possibility. But if you're working with a word like would, it's more the intention, as in that would work, as in I think it works, right?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And then there is where, let's say, someone is asking you for help, and you could say that I could if I would if I could, meaning that if I had the capability, if I could, then I intend to help. I would.
Okay. Okay. So these are
Right.
the verbs which basically modify the other verbs. Okay. Modify the
Yes,
other verb.
yes. So let's go back to the page here. All right. So now with the positives, can is similar to could because it shows a level of capability to do something. So let's say, would you play the piano?
Okay. Would you play the piano?
I'm asking you, would you play the piano?
Yes, I will love to play piano.
Okay, so you can say, I would love to play the piano.
Okay. So in the answer also I will say would. I would love to play piano. Okay.
Yes, because if you can say, I would love to play the piano, it shows that you are willing, there's an intention there. Now, if there is, I will love to play the piano, it's more like you're actually going to play the piano, right?
Mm.
So
So
someone gives you the,
okay, so that means if I use will, that piano is there itself, and I will play just after saying this sentence.
yes. So if, say, you don't know how to play the piano and someone asks, do you want to play? You can say, I would love to, but I can't play.
Okay. Okay. So this is also a modal verb, sir. Would. Would is also a modal verb.
Yes, would is also a modal verb, but let's just see if we have any more examples of those. So I trust that we understand the difference between should and would, right?
Yeah, should is uh, um I would like to play piano, but I am not able to because I'm not having it at home. So I want to do that, but something is stopping me. And should, like, what should I say about this, or what should be the what you know what can be the possibility? Should is for, okay, it's like a suggestion basically, or a possibility.
Should is like you can say a suggestion that is really pushing. You know what I mean? Like, I should do this. In other words, I must do this, right? Like, must and
Mm.
should are very similar. So you can say
Oh,
something like, if I do this, then it should work out. Meaning that from my
oh,
expectation, from what we know, the rule of thumb is that this should work. This must work. They're the same, right? And there's also where you use the word should in communicating rules and regulations, codes of conduct, as in, we should not do this, we should do this. It's like a command of sorts. You know what I mean?
yeah. Okay.
All right. And
Should is,
now we,
no, you go ahead, sir, please. Okay.
okay, so let's just look at giving advice with should, right?
Mm.
So, should is used when asking for or giving advice. It is also used when asking for suggestions. Like I said, it's
Oh.
suggestive. And then there's this
Mm.
part, I think you should see a doctor, right? And what
Uh,
type of job should I get? Advice is really asking for the best way to do something, right?
mm.
And so, for the best thing to be done, these steps should be taken.
Okay. If you want to see the result, you should study hard. If you want to get good marks in your exams, like this.
Yes, pretty
Okay.
much. All right. So, do you have any questions so far?
Yes. Is there any sort of like must, can, and should, and would? These are modal verbs, or other than this, there are other modal verbs also.
Let me show you all the modal verbs that are present and all modal verbs. Okay, so let me just share this tab over here with examples. All right, so let me just open up the 7 more rows here. So we
Hmm.
have can, could, may, might.
Might,
Might is used,
will, would.
yes, might is used to talk about probability or possibility.
Like it might rain today, so the
Yes,
probability is
yes.
low.
Mm-hmm. All right, let me just remove this block here, this ad. All right, and
And like
then there is,
ought. There is ought used to denote the obligation of subject to perform a particular thing. Like we ought to respect our elders. It's something like that.
yes, correct, correct. All right, so this is a website that you can look at. Actually, let me send it over to you so that you can look it up, right? Copy here, and then I'll paste onto the chat. I know the conversation in the chat will disappear, so I'll send it over in your Cambly chat as well, right?
Oh, okay. So this presentation will disappear and the time is over. Okay.
All right.
Okay, it's lovely having a session with you. Thank you, sir. Thank you so much.
Thank you for joining
Okay.
me.